Show, sponsored by Nike.
Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA season, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Legend Smith.
Man, it's been a long summer.
I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. We have been waiting for this day for a long time.
There's a buzz in the air here at the American Airlines Center. Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. And as we've got a few moments here before the tip,
Well, Kevin, he said defensively they're...
Thank you, David. Here we are, Clark, opening night. It's officially upon us. I know you think it's important to get off to a good start, don't you?
I really do, Kevin. It's better than getting off to a poor start. Because the season is so long, you've got time to overcome either one, but it's always best to get off to a nice start. It gives you confidence and gives you momentum that you can build on.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Schroeder and Bazemore are in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Prince, and it's Dedmon in at the center filling out the middle. Barea with a wide open look, drops in the tray. Barea's got the first bucket of the game with the three for the Mavericks. Bazemore inside the three-point line. Knocked loose.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Dedmon with the block, and they get it back. And here's Barea outside. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Full 24-second shot clock. And the pass to Matthews. Back to Barea. And finally they hit one. Barea's got 5 now.
Barea's jump shot is usually right on point. When he gets room to shoot, he's able to pull that trigger fast.
Schroeder outside. Mavericks with the rebound.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishing.
Offensive rebound. Barea. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line. DAL is shooting their first free throw of the night here. That free throw good from Barea. And J.J. Barea grew up a big fan of Allen Iverson. He's not the answer, Clark, but Barea certainly in that mold as a player 6 feet and under with the quickness who can break down the defense.
And he plays with an aggressiveness and an edge that's similar to what Iverson brought. Iverson was the #1 overall pick. Barea, Kevin, undrafted. Certainly he's exceeded expectations. He's got a great change of pace in his play, and he was really instrumental in Dallas's 2011 title run.
The Mavericks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Barnes with it. Nowitzki a screen. Barnes kicks to Barea. Just 5 on the clock. From beyond the arc, it's Dedmon with the rebound. Hawks have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Here's Schroeder. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Snatched up.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Here's Bazemore, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
That has to be a relief. First bucket was a long time coming.
And they knew they'd bury one eventually. I mean, just a matter of time. Let's see if they can build on that.
And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. Well, you remember you had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And let's briefly take a look at the stats for Barea. How he did last season. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game. 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Noel, a screen on Schroeder. A nice shot by Barea. Barea's got 10 points in the game.
I mean, there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A different look for Dallas. Measury, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Curry comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Muscala, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Collins comes in for Ilyasova. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Malcolm Delaney in for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Barnes. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Boy, watching Barnes do his thing off the pick, man, it displays, I think, his high basketball IQ, Kevin. He's just really crafty at finding the space he needs to operate.
No one near Curry as he lets it go. And it's Smith with the assist that time.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Here's Delaney, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And Dirk Nowitzki last season passing 30,000 points for his career. As Clarkie enters his 40s, how much longer do you think he can keep it up?
Well, I don't know. He probably want to play until he's 50. And if he was able to, the Mavericks would certainly have a spot for him. But I think, 40, 41, that's a pretty high bar for NBA players. But if anybody could do it, Dirk might hang around that long.
Here's Bellinelli, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Harrison Barnes picks one up. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Well, I tell you what, like how cool and collected he was getting the job done at the line in this one.
Curry kicks to Barnes. Feeds to Noel. Dallas moving it around. They set the pick. Noel sets a screen for Smith. Use that pick to get in close.
And, Smith says, bump that. I'm not going to let the defense overwhelm me. If he's close to the rim, he's going to find a way to score around good defense.
Muscala gets the bucket. There's 57 seconds left in the first. Curry kicks to Noel. Smith outside. And Dallas again with the bucket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And the rejection by Noel.
And the shot blocking skills of Noel are a staple of his game, really one of the foundational pieces. He really takes a lot of pride in what he does on defense.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
The Mavericks have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Collins. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
And the foul called on Malcolm Delaney. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Mavericks have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game. The free throw drops for Smith.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
so he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Here's Muscala. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's Dallas, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. Back right after this. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Oh,
Jam!
wow. Come on now. Bring the thunder. Rock that rim.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when they need a spark the most.
Outside Curry. Shot clock at 6. They set the pick. Fader on the way. Another 3 for Dallas. Clark, you played with so many players throughout your terrific career. What was the one trait that you found made a player easy to play with on the floor?
Well, I think it starts with skill and ability, and everybody has that in the NBA. But attitude and demeanor, unselfishness is kind of where I'm headed there. Desire to do what's needed and to recognize strengths and weaknesses. And then the other piece was his personality, a real joy in playing the game. And those things, to me, always lent themselves to being a good teammate.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in it. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players.
How about the energy and activity on that play? Great steal. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And they'll keep possession. And yes, it's good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for the Hawks. The Hawks trail by 15. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
And the length of Ilyasova, really a problem for defenders. Very tough to keep from fouling him when he's looking to score.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
And he can't hit the second. And the Hawks, known for their equal opportunity drive and kick offensive style. But Greg, their three-point shooting percentage has cratered the last few seasons.
Yeah, and the way the league is going, that's something they'll have to fix. The free throw line, also an issue for this group. It's clear they're in search of more shooting.
Measury misses. The Hawks trail by 14, and here we go. Bellinelli dishes to Ilyasova. Fires from deep. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Bazemore's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
That's exactly right. No need to catch it when you've got the kind of soft hands that he does.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
J.J. Barea is checked in for the Mavericks. Nowitzki with the screen on Ilyasova. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. And the Mavericks lead by 15.
Kevin, you always have to be alert to where Nowitzki is. I mean, he loves catching the defense off guard with the catch and shoot.
Yep, that one goes in there. Bazemore's got 9 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it. Has not made another 3 since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
Bucket is good. Schroeder's got his first points in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Farrell passes to Matthews. The dish now to Barea. Farrell for 3. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way up. Mejri's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss. And you got to get to the glass with intensity.
A different look for Dallas. Harrison Barnes comes in for Mejri, and Smith subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for the Hawks. Malcolm Delaney comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And Matthews gets it to go.
And Matthews crosses up the defense with his catch and shoot J. You can't afford to lay off of him.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
Noel's checked in for the Mavericks. 1:25 left in the second quarter. Pass to Dedmon. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And where the shot's been coming from tonight, here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Hawks.
And one thing they can definitely improve on is their work from three-point range, especially from the corners. That's an area of the floor that has been a black hole for them this season. If they can start to get some points from the corners, it'll really open things up for them.
Nowitzki dishes to Barea. Shoots over Bazemore. Unable to get that one. And Atlanta will come the other way. And this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first game of the NBA's regular season.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
They may have wished for more games against them. A definite disparity in talent. We'll see if they take advantage again tonight.
And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end-to-end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Second shot opportunity. Barnes can't get it to go.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
And so it's Dallas in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. Their defense has been active and effective. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks. We're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to
Sponsored by
halftime.
Nike.
Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway. Hey,
I'm excited. I am really excited.
From the get-go, it was Dallas who came out strong. A smoldering performance for them early as they shut down everything defensively and were clicking on offense, going 10-0 to start. At the end of one, they were still firmly in control, up by 12. So that'll do it for now as we send you court.
Cars crossing back and forth over the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge as we welcome you back to Dallas. Mavericks leading by 16. For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better, coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Well, yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild, the first time in a long time for the Mavs, and they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, that you know they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Hawks. Filling out the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Ilyasova out there with Dwayne Dedmon, and it's Delaney in at the one spot. The feed to Bazemore. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Basket good.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. Boy, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
Barea kicks to Noel. Nobody near Barnes. Here's Nowitzki, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Nowitzki's got 4 this quarter.
That's where Nowitzki's long arms help him on the glass. They're solid at using that length to reel in rebounds.
Curry's checked in for J.J. Barea. And the Hawks making a change here as well. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Malcolm Delaney. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Schroeder, right side. Tries from 16, and the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Barnes can't get it to go. The Hawks trail by 17. It's Schroeder with the drive. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the game to go. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Nowitzki sets a screen for Curry. Matthews, no one around him. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. 9 points for Wesley Matthews. Clark, in your rookie season in the NBA, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment? You know, a play or a sequence where you were brutally introduced to how unforgiving the NBA can truly be?
Yeah, how about my first night out? Spencer Haywood ran me in circles, and I shot 2 for 17, scored 6 or 8 points, and he was in my head from the very beginning. Thankfully, the Pacers won that game because it was a forgettable night other than that. But Spencer Haywood, even to this day, when I bump into him, reminds me of how he disrupted me and distracted me in that first game of my rookie season.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Tell you what, Kevin, and when Matthews is in the zone, he's as fun to watch as anybody. A clever, smart player who can score from anywhere in bunches. That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
Good.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Ilyasova hits the bucket.
And aggressive defense causing the mistake, then cashing in.
Yeah, that's a momentum changer for sure. You got to like the steal and the finish at the other end. That's the thing, paying that steal off with the finish.
Kicks it out to Nowitzki. No good with the triple. Pass to Prince. No one near him. And again, it's Atlanta.
Timeout.
And Dallas calls their first timeout of the game.
Timeout charge to Dallas.
And if there's one thing the Hawks have hung their heads on, it's been their defense.
Very disciplined across the board. They take charges, they protect the paint, they do a great job with their communication. And even though they get their share of blocks and steals, I think they do a great job of avoiding those cheap fouls.
Measury, he's checked in for Dallas. Smith comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And the basket good by Measury. Measury's got 7.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the boards.
1:32 left in the third. Collins kicks it over to Schroeder. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Dennis Schroeder out of Germany handed the keys as the full-time starter at the point guard in his 4th season.
And with his confidence and competitive spirit, you know he was chomping at the bit for that opportunity. And you got to love his athleticism coupled with that big play capability. It's just exciting to see how good this young man can become.
Dallas making a switch here. Farrell's checked in. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Collins. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And that dunk reverberated throughout this entire building.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill flush.
And you just know that's going to have a big effect on this team. I mean, their blood has to be pumping after that one, and the heart rate racing a little faster, too.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Lays it up and banks it in. Farrell's got his second bucket.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Schroeder. Defense right on him. Banked in off the glass. Schroeder's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Boy, I like seeing the ball get to that spot. It doesn't get much better than that.
Farrell kicks to Smith. There's the pick. Passes to Measury. And here's Barnes for 3. Connects from 3-point range. Barnes has got 5 points now this quarter.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shootout this team.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
The Hawks have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7. Atlanta making a switch here. And the second free throw, good. To the inside. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Barnes has got 9.
Boy, the size and quick release Barnes has helps him inside. I mean, he feels very comfortable shooting from here.
And so it's Dallas, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We come back right after this. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, if we get a stop and a running opportunity, keep it going. The tempo's really good. Keep pushing the ball.
Rick Carlisle wanting to make this a track meet, feels that may favor his team right now.
Well, he knows they have some momentum, and he wants to step on the gas pedal here because he knows how quickly that momentum can shift.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Measury is out there with Harrison Barnes. Then it's Smith. Then there's Seth Curry. And it's Farrell in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
You know, the Mavericks are in an interesting phase, kind of that in-between, in-betwixt phase. Even as they look to go young around him, they're committed to keeping Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas for the remainder of his career. So, again, a delicate position, but I think they're doing it the right way, keeping Dirk around.
Barnes against Collins. Harrison Barnes again. Barnes has got 9 points here in the second half.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
And there was a time, Clark, when Dirk Nowitzki considered leaving Dallas in pursuit of another title, but that time has passed.
Yeah, and you know what? It's great to see. I love to see one franchise superstars. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's special. I mean, he's not the player he was 5 years ago. He's not able to single-handedly lift a team to favorite status, but he can certainly have an impact as one of the legends in the game, leading and also helping prepare the next generation.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his 5th foul.
Well, one more and that's it. He'll be DQ'd, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Nowitzki comes in for Smith. And Barea subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Ilyasova's checked in. Good chance here for Barnes. Got it from 16 feet.
Barnes taking over on offense, Kevin. He's feeling like, hey, nobody on defense can handle it. Sensational. You know, that's not how you distribute the ball. Needs to be more focused when making passes like that.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Salah Measure. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Bellinelli. Dishes it to Barea. And the foul called on Malcolm Delaney. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
Back to Curry. Rebound by Muscala. The Hawks shooting the ball at 42%. Here's Schroeder, and the rejection by Noel.
Seems like he's in a hurry. He's kind of rushing his shot. Clearly out of rhythm right now. That's a big reason why they're losing.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition. Boy, he's holding his team back. Really a hindrance. Can't make a thing. He's way off today.
It's Curry outside. Again, Curry missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
In the post, Clark, you were as polished as they come. I watched it with my own eyes and loved the way you play. Just how important, when you go back to that time, is footwork for a big man in the NBA?
Well, I think it's everything, regardless of what size you are, big or small. Fundamentally sound footwork is essential to being a solid offensive basketball player. And as a guy who played inside and out, it was something I took pride in. And I wasn't the greatest athlete, a decent athlete, so my footwork allowed me to gain an advantage against bigger guys.
They grabbed their own miss. Ilyasova, the layup off target. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Back to Curry. They get a hand on it. Barnes outside. Looks for Nowitzki. Gets it to him. Up off the screen.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Barea with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Curry kicks to Noel. Noel sets a screen for Curry. Charity stripe shot. And the shot falls short this time.
I thought he had the space to shoot comfortably there, and disappointed that he missed it.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
The Mavericks have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. Back to Barea. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter of this one. He dishes it to Barnes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hawks have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Delaney, no good. Dallas has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Mavericks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Powell with the screen. Here's Barea. Here's Noel. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Here's Finney-Smith. That 3 off the mark. And the Hawks with possession here. Here's Bembry. They get it again. Plumlee, no luck. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Here is Barea. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know,